Previously on the Mighty Mo, I depart the Missouri River headwaters on June 2nd in search of adventure and art. After 52 days of river living, I find myself nearing the end of Lake Oahe in South Dakota. It has been a long, hot week, and I'm ready to get off this lake. My name is Steve Snell, and welcome to Adventure Art on the Mighty Mo, a painting show about paddling the entire Missouri River. Over the course of 3 months, I will paddle over 2,300 miles. I will live in a tent. I will look for adventure. I will paint a lot of paintings. This is Adventure Art on the Mighty Mo. So hot. Wind is negligible.
Good morning. It's like 6:45. The sun's out. It's my last morning on Lake Oahe. And it feels good. I just need to get moving. That's going to be a tricky one. Yesterday, a fisherman saw me pooping. Pretty sure. I just pretended like I didn't see them. Slept very well. I woke up in the middle of the night and saw the stars. That's what I love. I hope that lasts for a while. Alright, enough jibber jabber. Time to get moving, kinda. Alright, it's gonna be hot soon, so I'm gonna try and make some hot coffee before that doesn't sound good. Oh, a stick. 2. Just what I wanted. We will have hot coffee today. Coffee's ready. This is a luxury. Typically, I opt for cold. Oh! I don't know if you saw that. I lost my coffee. Except for this cup. I guess it's a luxury I get 1 cup of.
Let's get the heck off this lake. My takeout just beyond that, I think. That must be the spillway. I'm getting close. Damn. The dam is right ahead, and the outtake is right there on my right. Excellent. Howdy! Well, thanks for coming down. I'm doing great. Yeah, I've got... Hi, I'm Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Thanks for coming down to get me.
No problem. Just pull right up here.
All right, yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to get off this lake.
Congratulations. You just finished the hardest part.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it was a great lake.
Everybody says that when they get off. It's
What
like
is it, 239 miles?
31, I think.
231?
Long.
It's long. It took me, I think, 10 days. I was trying to do the math. And I think that was pretty good.
I think so too.
I got lucky on the weather. Right now I'm looking at the dam at Oahe, the Oahe Dam. It's a beautiful morning, just barely north of Pierre, South Dakota. That's pronounced Pierre if you're local, or Pierre if you're not. But I do like Pierre, so that's what I'm gonna say, even though I'm not local. Trying to make good miles, trying to make my way home, and in about 1 week, a little less actually, there's something called the Missouri River Rendezvous, where a bunch of alumni through paddlers will be meeting in Yankton, South Dakota, and paddling their way to Sioux City, Iowa. Always wanted to be a part of a rendezvous. We'll see. It's a stretch. I'd have to paddle pretty fast, pretty far every day. What else can I say? It's a beautiful day on Lake Sharpe. Do you hear that? Out in the distance. That Oh, it's only a test. I assume for evacuation in case the dam we're gonna break. You don't see a lot of huge trees out here, except for the cottonwoods. Maybe these were cottonwoods. This is all like big agriculture on this section over here. I've been looking at Google satellite maps and stuff. And very few camping spots. Like no camping spots really, without having to get up on the grass, which I don't think I want or should do. Camping's gonna be tricky. I mean, these kind of like shoulder beaches, they look like barely campable right now, you know. I could make it work, but I'm about as far out as I can be and have a chance of making the dam tomorrow. and water levels raise at all, and you're screwed. So I'm gonna keep paddling for a while, I think. Oh, that right there is what's beyond all these cliffs. Corn. Almost ripe, I think. It looks pretty nice. Pretty good, pretty big. It's all the pivot irrigation. So you'd be fooled thinking up ahead that you've got this rolling prairie of grasses. Nope. There's those perfect squares with circles inside of them of corn. At least this little area does. Now that over here, that is beautiful. It's a beautiful night to be on the water. No complaints here. Except I'm hungry and I kind of have a headache. It's high enough off the water line. Coyote poop. I'll just put my tent right here because it's kind of hidden. I'll just have to get up early in case that cow comes down here bright and early, you know? Hi. Do you hear that sound? Does it sound like we're on a spaceship landing pad or something like that? That's what it sounds like to me. But no, that's the irrigation pump across the lake from the Brule Reservation. It must be a serious pump. Anyway, at least I can see the stars. That's what I was gonna say. At least I can see the stars. Can you still hear the pumps? They never went off all night long. What a lovely little spot, huh? I want to stay and paint, but I can't, or I shouldn't is a better word. Boat's all packed up. Water's calm. Tailwind is predicted to kick in today, and I got around. I got to get around this bend, a really big one, like 25 miles long, and then I'm at a dam, and then hopefully I'm at a campground. And then I'm on another lake. And then hopefully I'll make a painting. All right. All right, so I'm starting to make the turn of what's called the Big Bend here on Lake Sharpe. Here it is. I'm gonna start going that way. I'm gonna go 25 miles and then back to right about there. So it's gonna be a 25-mile paddle to go about 1.5 miles in distance, closer to home at least. But that's the way rivers work, right? Making the turn of the Big Bend. Here we go, we're making the turn of the Big Bend. A 25-mile detour to get back to almost where we started. We're making a turn of the Big Bend on Lake Sharpe. Here we go, yeah. The winds are calm, the sun is high, and I've got to paddle all day. Need to get across the dam and to another place. All right, and good morning. Welcome to Lake Francis Case in beautiful South Dakota. Behind me, you'll see the Big Bend Dam, or maybe you will. I don't know what you can see. But behind me is the Big Bend Dam of Lake Sharpe, which took 2 days to cross for me, about 80 some miles. And now we're on Lake Francis Case, like 108 or something. I don't really know. It's a little bit bigger. It'll take a little bit longer. But it's a beautiful morning. The wind is hardly blowing. The sun is shining. And apparently, according to a fisherman I met, it's a high release day at the dam. Something for the sturgeon or the paddlefish spawning. But that's to my benefit, because it gives just a little bit of current on an otherwise somewhat currentless feeling lake. I-90. The sunrise right now is like one of those inspirational posters, like inspiration, some quote from God or something, I don't know. It's beautiful. And just like that, winds are here. Pretty much just staying in place. Working as hard as I can. And I'm going half a mile an hour. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Won't you start me over to another? We're having a good time out here. I don't know why I'm speaking in the first person plural, but I'm having a good time. I don't know if anybody else would be. Good morning. Welcome to Adventure Art on the Mighty Mo. A beautiful Lake Francis Case and sunny most of the time, for me at least, South Dakota. And I've got a nice little break from the sun as it rises over to the east. Thundercloud moves past, and I have a bluff kind of hill over here that will eventually show me some neat shadows, I think. Just where I camped, that's what pretty much dictates my subject matter. Just start, as I always seem to do, with a little bit of the sky, whatever my lightest hues are. I'm not even gonna, pencil this in. I'm just gonna go for it. And I just do a really light wash with the colors. And so I'm just kind of painting what I see. Not too worried about perfection here, although I do want to make a good painting. I've been making some duds lately and kind of bums you out, you know? It's okay to make crappy paintings. I tell myself that all the time in the boat. But it feels good when you make a good one, you know? When you're like, I got something awesome. But that doesn't always happen, and that's okay. At least I think it is. Doesn't mean you shouldn't paint. You should paint because you enjoy it, because it somehow, connects you to the moment, helps you remember things, and just brings you some joy. And that's why I do it. But I am an art professor, and so with that goes a little bit of pressure to feel like, oh, imposter syndrome. What if people find out I'm a terrible artist because of this crappy painting that I made? Well, just because you make a crappy painting doesn't mean you're a terrible artist. And maybe sometimes you are and sometimes you aren't. And that's just the reality of everything for everybody, right? Like, you can't be 100% all the time unless you're some genius. And I know I'm not. And I'm going to go ahead and make the landscape. I'm making basically a call here on the scale of the landscape as well. So it's just going to be that little zip, little strip of land, because that's going to help me emphasize that this lake is actually pretty big. It's not just a tiny little river. Okay, just go ahead and make the horizon. Boom. Awesome colors. I'm really happy that I landed here last night. This is just a beautiful little spot. Just a beautiful morning light. I'm using a smaller brush than I have been for some time, just to allow me to get some detail that I feel like I'm losing by just using my big brush. I'm going to try and maybe keep this painting a little more subtle. I don't think I'm going to try and get into all the waves and all that stuff that I seem to want to do. I'm trying to think what else I could tell you. I'm getting close here. I like what I see. Don't really want to screw it up, which I have a tendency to do. The two philosophies there are like, you got to take a risk. Bob Ross would say, bravery test, right? Typically, I take the bravery test, but then I screw it up. My wife says, just leave it be. It's good how it is. And maybe that is. I'm not sure. Do I go ahead and paint the colors of the water and of the sky? Bob Ross would say absolutely. My wife would probably say no, leave it. It's good. I like the sketchiness of it. I'm going to try and do a half and half. I'm going to try and get a little bit of the sky, but maybe not the whole thing. Okay, let's just go in here and, oh yeah, that's the right color. Kinda. So I trace along the top edge first because I'm trying not to let it bleed too much. And now I got to get a little bit of the sky in there as well. And it's kind of the opposite. It's going to start. Okay, crap. I'm doing what I didn't want to do. Sorry. I'm screwing it up. So I'm going to go like this. All right. What do you think? Should we call it a day? Good enough. I've enjoyed making this painting. I hope that I said something that was worth hearing. I see white caps out there, which means it's time to go, like now. I need to get on this lake, and get to the dam. 25 miles to go. Let's do it. Welcome to Adventure Art on the Mighty Mo. My name is Steve, and I'll talk to you on the boat.